Hi everybody, it's Vita and you're in the kitchen with me today putting together some of my sweet hot mustard. I got this recipe from a very dear friend named Matt and I wanted to share it with you. It's a great fall gift for either Thanksgiving or if you're putting together a gift basket for the holidays. It's a great gift to give and it goes a long way. So let's get started. I've got a jar here that is about, I'd say 3 cups. And we're going to combine 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients to make this. And you will be able to keep this in your pantry for a few days before you have to give the gift. Once it's opened and starts to get used, I recommend that it gets refrigerated, but until you're ready to give the gift, I would say you could keep maybe 5-6 days right in your pantry, right on your shelf, as long as it's in a cool, dark place away from the heat. Okay, so the first thing we're going to need for our sweet hot mustard is, I have 2 20-ounce containers of yellow mustard. And they're going to go straight in. And of course, when you're making your jar, whatever size jar that you choose, it's not going to make that big a difference. All we have to do is modify a little bit on your measurements. And if you write me at the Family Eats email address that'll be scrolling through the video, I can give you different measurements. So here's one. Get it all in there. And as you can see, one gets you almost to the top. Your next, I'll take one that I already have started as well. And as I said, I mean, you can make this very inexpensively. I use certain ingredients. I use farm fresh, like the honey. I have what I call my honey guy, and I buy fresh honey from him, I would say 2 or 3 times a year. I like the very light honey for eating and tea and things like that, but when I'm cooking or baking, I'm okay with the medium or dark honey. But I would suggest using true raw honey. You don't want the imitation in this. You want some good quality honey. So as you can see here, it's not quite 1.5 20-ounce containers of mustard that you're going to need. Keep your rim nice and clean, especially before you seal it with your top and put it away for your gift. So the next ingredient is minced garlic. Now this is all according to preference here. I like a good garlic taste in mine, but not so terribly overpowering that that's all you taste and that's all you smell like for days. So I will go for, in this size container, 2 heaping teaspoonsful. And as I said, you can adjust to your liking. I would take 1 heaping teaspoon of crushed red pepper flakes. And again, the amount of heat that you like might not be the same for everyone. So if you know the person you're giving this to, or unless it's just for you and your own use, you can go accordingly with that too. I mainly wanted to make sure that you had the actual ingredients and how easy this is to put together. Okay, so we've got our mustard, we've got our garlic, we've got our crushed red pepper flakes. our last is our beautiful, fresh, from the farm, raw honey. Now here, because I put, my preference for heat would be about a tablespoon of crushed red pepper flakes to this size glass jar. And I want to point that out again. Be sure to use a glass jar. You don't want plastic here or metal. Okay, so there's 1 heaping tablespoon. Always, always, always use a clean utensil going into your fresh raw honey. You never want to use a spoon that's been dipped in anything else going into your honey. You will contaminate it and change the flavor, change the quality of it, and who wants that? It's mighty expensive. This size jar is approximately $15 to $18, but it will last you quite a bit. So this was 2 very heaping tablespoons of honey that I added to here. You don't want it to be too sweet. You don't want it too hot, unless you are a heat freak. That's something totally different. Okay. So there we have it. I think if you like the idea of a sweet hot mustard, you're going to have a hard time being satisfied with anything but this once you've tried it. When I met my good friend Matt, I have 2 friends, Matt L and Matt S. This was Matt S that provided me with this amazing recipe. When we met, it was over a food class, and I value and cherish his friendship. So he offered me this recipe, and I've been very appreciative, and I use it constantly in gift giving. I use it in my home constantly. So, as I said, get some decorative canning jars, get some decorative glass jars. Now this glass jar came with a hard plastic lid, which I strongly recommend. Your metal canning jar lids and some other screw-on lids that are metal tend to turn the acidic vinegar in mustard black. Not that it's ruining your mustard, it's not the greatest thing to see or to look at in your fridge or your pantry or putting it out on the table. So I strongly recommend trying to find these. Now this is what my honey guy uses as well. And these glass jars with these hard plastic lids are available at Walmart. That's where I got mine. And Walmart got a little plug there. You're welcome, Walmart. So as I say, this may seem like a lot of mustard for just those few spoonfuls of ingredients, but give your mustard a few days and give it a taste and see if it's to your liking. You can always add more. In fact, I've done that myself when I feel, okay, so the heat is really increasing on this batch, so I'll grab a tablespoon of honey or a little more garlic and I'll add it to my jar. So be sure and take a clean towel, napkin, wipe the lid completely clean of the honey, the mustard, anything that may have dripped, and there you have it. So let's recap while I cap this jar. You can label this jar. You can put something decorative on it. You can wrap some rope or sisal or ribbon like I have on my friend Rooster here when you go to give it as a gift, and it goes right into your gift basket along with, say, some biscuits and some summer sausage and cheese. It makes a beautiful gift basket. And be creative. Use your creativity when you're putting these together, and I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Family Eats in the Kitchen with Vita, and please do email me and message me about what you did with yours and how you liked it. I would love to hear. And the recipe is completely measured out and available to you as well, all for the asking. I've missed you, and I'm sorry it's been a little bit, but I'm back, and I look forward to seeing you again really soon when we do our next In the Kitchen with Vita and the Family Eats. Bye-bye.